Hey YouTube, it's Charlie from Reader Turned Writer, and today I am sharing my TBR for the 30 Books in 30 Days in September readathon. This readathon is hosted by a couple people, and I will link them all down below. I first saw on Kaylee's channel at Luminous Libro, and I will link her channel as well as her co-host down below, and I'm really excited for this readathon. I have my list already, and yeah, I think it sounds really fun. I don't know if I will hit 30 books in September, we'll see. I do know that sometime in the next little while, I am currently 38 weeks pregnant, so sometime soon I am going to have my baby, and that's why I actually have some videos already going live that are pre-recorded, which is why I currently have a haircut, but then you'll see other videos where I don't, and so sorry, that's kind of weird, but I did do a lot of pre-recorded videos just so that while I was getting ready for the baby, as soon as I have the baby, I don't have to worry about videos if I don't want to. But since I still have some time, I have some videos that I really have been wanting to do, so I thought I would just squeeze them in. And this is one of them, my TBR for my 30 days, 30 books in 30 days. And I think that having the newborn will actually make it easier to do this rather than having it be like making it harder, because first of all, I'm up a lot more in the night, nursing and things like that, and so there's extra reading time because I don't get as much sleep with the newborn, of course. And then I have a lot of things that I've already prepared, like I have meals, YouTube videos, a lot of things that take up my time that I won't have now in September because I've prepared them beforehand, so I didn't have to worry about them with the baby. And I'm also just resting a lot, letting myself recover and everything, and that just gives me reading time. I know when I had Riley, my last baby, I read a lot, and I had over 20 books that month, I think. It was my highest reading month in a long time, or basically forever, I don't even know, since I started tracking maybe. And so I think that I can do this, and if I don't, then it's fine. So I'm just gonna jump into my actual TBR now. Well, first I'm gonna read the challenges because they do have some challenges. They also have some guidelines, like, you know, basically anything can count from short stories, novellas, novels, audiobooks, graphic novels, you name it, it all counts. And they also have the option of reading 30 minutes a day for 30 days. So if you don't want to read a whole book a day, you could do 30 minutes a day. And so here are their challenges. They have 10 books from one genre or age group, 10 books from one author, 10 books from one topic or setting, an author who is under the age of 30 or was under the age of 30 when they got published, a book published over 30 years ago, and a story ranging from 30 to 39 pages. And I'll probably hit some of these challenges, but I'm not necessarily trying to hit these challenges. Kind of what I did to decide my TBR was I looked through my bullet journal, where I keep all of my lists of all of my book stuff, to figure out kind of what I was wanting to accomplish with it. And there are some books on here that might be a little bit longer, but that I want to read because I'm trying to read one every month. Like I have an Agatha Christie book that I'm trying to read each month. So I do still have an Agatha Christie book I'm going to try and read in September. But then other ones I was like, especially with series, you'll see there are a lot of books from series. I was like, I could use this to knock out some of my series that I have been wanting to get to. So the first one that I want to read is Halloween Party by Agatha Christie. And then the next one is Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. Both of those are maybe a little bit longer, but they are really fun reads. They're ones that I really enjoy, and I tend to get through them pretty quickly anyway. And then my reread for the month was River Secrets and Forsborn by Shannon Hale. And both of these I reread Goose Girl recently, and then just last month I reread Anna Burning. And then there's two more in this series, and they're middle grade, YA-ish, and not super long reads, and I think I could get through them pretty quickly. And then I do have a couple graphic novels that I want to read. I have been reading the Ultimate Spiderman series, and I'm on number 3, so I'm going to read the third one of those. I also want to read the sequel to New Kid, Class Act. Then a couple that I own that I wanted to knock out, I have Wild Bird, which is a YA book, but I think it's going to be a really quick read. I've actually read just the very beginning, and then I found out about this, so then I was like, I'll just put it on hold until this since I think it'll be a quick read and a really fun one. That's by Gwendolyn Van Dranen. And then I have The Love Letter, which I don't know if I'll even get to this one. It's kind of one that I don't know a lot about, but I got on like a deal somewhere for really cheap. The read aloud that I want to do with my kids is The Dollhouse Murders. And it's one that I read as a child, and I think that they'll really like it. Another mystery book that I want to read, because mystery books tend to be ones that I binge read and really love to read, and this is actually on my 2021 TBR list, and it is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and it's fairly short, I think. Another one on my 2021 TBR list that is also fairly short is A Long Walk to Water, and this is a nonfiction book but apparently reads very easily and is like a good introduction to nonfiction for people who read a lot of fiction. So I think it'll be good, and I think it's only like 100 pages-ish. Then we're getting to the series. So one series that I'm in the middle of is The Stolen Kingdom by Bethany Atazadeh, and I have 3 and 4 of her books left, and they do tend to be shorter books. They're retelling fantasy YA books, really quick, fun reads, so they'll be perfect for this challenge. And then I've read the first book of the Vanderbeekers series, the middle grade. I think it's like the Vanderbeekers on 141st Street or something like that. So I'm going to read 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 is actually, I think, coming out in September. And so that'll be kind of fun because I can read it as a new release. And so it's The Hidden Garden, Vanderbeekers to the Rescue, and The Lost and Found, and Make a Wish. Sarah Adams actually has a new rom-com that just came out that I was planning on reading after the baby comes, as kind of just like a fun rom-com, because I always love her books, and it's called The Cheat Sheet, and I'm planning on reading that. That'll be very easy to read in one day because I love binging her books. And then a graphic novel that is very short that will help me to reach this 30 books in 30 days fairly easily. The Hilda series. I've read 1 and 2 of the graphic novels. They're very short, almost like children's books. They are graphic novels, and so I'm going to read 3, 4, 5, and 6 to finish off the series of all the books that are out so far. So that'll be fun, and it will be some quick wins for me with these to get the books in. I've read 1 and 2 of the Enola Holmes series, and the second book I absolutely loved, and I just flew through it, and so I'm expecting the subsequent books will be similar. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.5, and 7. And I think 6.5 is a little bit shorter, like more of a novella. So that'll be good for this challenge as well. And they are middle grade, again, mystery books that should be fairly easy to get through quickly. My last 2 books that I want to read are kind of just for fun YA romance books by Kasie West. They're her 2 latest books. One came out in 2020 and one came out this year. The first one is Moment of Truth. It came out in 2020. I've been wanting to read it, I just haven't ever gotten to it. And Sunkiss came out this year, and so I'm planning on reading both of those. So I think all of these are doable, but we'll just kind of see how the month goes, how I feel. I'm not going to make myself read if I don't want to read, of course, but I do think that I will have a lot more time to read in September, so it kind of came at the perfect time. And I have never done this kind of thing before, where I've tried to read a book a day for this long. I have done the book a day for 7 days for different readathons, but I've never done 30 books in a month, and I think that'll be a really fun challenge. And because some of these are quite short, I think that it's very doable. And some of these will probably take more than a day, like Halloween Party, but like the Hilda books, I could probably read all 4 Hilda books in one day, and so that will give me a little bit of leeway with some of my longer books that I want to read. So let me know in the comments below if you're planning on participating in this challenge at all, or if you've heard about it. Also, let me know what your favorite short books or graphic novels books to get through quickly in the comments. We can chat more about books. If you want to follow my reading journey, I do post a review for every book I read on Goodreads, and I share my favorite books over on Instagram, as well as more about my writing journey there. I'll link both of those in the comments below. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe for lots of reading and writing content. And thank you so much for watching my video. I will see you in the next one.